Good morning, Internet. I'm David. This is the Pursuit blog, and this is day one of the Drive by Jesus project, experiment thing that I'm doing on the Internet. I'm sorry, I am not fully awake in the morning, and you will know this over the next 31 days. That when I get up, I am just a little bit out of it. I'm not a morning person whatsoever. But I just got up and I read Proverbs chapter 1, which is what we're covering today. If you want to take a minute to go read that, please go do. But what I got out of Proverbs chapter 1 are two things this morning. First is Proverbs was written by Solomon. And give you a little history lesson before we get started on today and go throughout my day. Solomon was the illegitimate child of King David and his next door neighbor. Solomon became king of Israel. God chose him to become king of Israel. It's important because Solomon became the wisest and richest king Israel ever had. And he was the son of an illegitimate relationship. David had Bathsheba, his husband, killed when he found out that she was pregnant with his child. Some even consider it a rape. So it's just interesting to note that even though you come from just a really broken family or came out of something that was so terrible, some people consider it was a rape. He was a child of a rape. He became immensely wise and immensely rich and became the king of Israel. Anyway, verse 7 is the one that I really want to focus in on today. And it says, "The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, and fools despise wisdom and instruction." Now, I very much agree with this. You may disagree, at least with the first part, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. How many people do you run across on a daily basis who just refuse to listen to anything wise? They're going to wind up paying for it at some point or another. So I'm going to try to listen to wisdom today. And the fear of the Lord, just so you know, is not like I'm shaking on my boots because of God. Do you have a healthy respect for electricity? A healthy fear for electricity? I hope you do. If you've ever been shocked by a static electricity, you know the power that just the small jolt can give you. But do you run in fear every time you switch on a light switch? I hope not. It's a healthy respect. Anyway, I've got to go get ready. Let me know your thoughts, and I will see you in just a minute. Nom nom nom. Cinnamon Toast Crunch is one of my favorites. That's the way to start off the morning, just so you know. So I've just got about 6 minutes to get to class, my human sexuality class, and I'll tell you more about that in a little bit. But it's got to be a slow news morning. As I was walking out the door, the news story on television was some community up in, I think it was New Hampshire, is requiring that all the pet owners get their dogs' DNA tested. The reason being is apparently somebody is not picking up their dog's poop, and they are wanting to figure out which owner is not picking up their dog's poop, so they're having the dog's DNA tested so they can DNA test poop. Very, very slow news morning. So, just got out of my morning session for my human sexuality class. I'm taking it all week. It's from 8 to 4:30 every day, so it's kind of long to sit there and talk about sex. But in talking about this verse that we're looking at today, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. This class has greatly influenced me in that, looking at what God's design for marriage and for sex is, it's really unpacked a lot for me in my marriage. Sex is about pleasure, and it is about procreation. But sex is so much more than that. It's to create oneness between two people, between a husband and a wife, in a committed covenantal relationship. That means you're in it. You give yourself to each other for the long haul. And by understanding God's design for sex, it's just, wisdom starts there. It has unpacked so much about what marriage is and really what sex can be used for and how enjoyable it can be when you realize that it is to promote oneness between two people. It's a very intimate experience versus just, hey, I got off, did you get off? So I'm going home to eat lunch because I'm cheap.
Whew, I'm finally done with my class for the day. It's been a very long day sitting in the same chair, talking about sexual dysfunction. But, you know, I've been wrestling with this verse in Proverbs, Proverbs 1:7, and talking about wisdom. And the idea of foolishness keeps playing on my mind. You know, is wisdom one of those things that's static, or does it constantly have to be growing? Like, if you are a wise person, can you just call yourself wise and not continue to progress in that? I don't think so. I don't think, you know, this whole guru on top of a mountain type thing, I don't buy that. I think if a wise person is truly wise, they're constantly growing in their wisdom. Otherwise, I think they're slipping into foolishness. You know, we can't be wise in our own eyes. So are you growing in wisdom? Are you constantly pursuing wisdom? Otherwise, by definition, that makes you a fool. And the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. And taking this class, it really has opened my eyes to pursuing God and understanding in all aspects, including sexuality. And seeing some of the damaging things as these sex therapists are talking to us about things that have come into their office, people and disorders, and there's so much damage out there. There's a lack of wisdom, severe lack of wisdom. Anyway, those are my thoughts. I'm going to go work out. I am so needing to go work out. Getting a little tubby down there. Yep. Quickly, I wanted to clarify, talking about wisdom and God and sex. I know some people are going to go, hey, wait, the church has not done a very good job of talking about sex. And yes, that is something we've talked about in this class. The church has historically taught some very damaging teachings on sex. And that is not wisdom. That is foolishness. That's not understanding things properly. And, you know, we're trying to reclaim some of that. Anyway, I'm now going to go work out. Got my workout gear on. Ugh. And hit the treadmill. Bye.
Well, I worked out so hard, worked my hair right off. Wrapping up my day with my wife, Amy. Say hey.
Hey.
We are going to get Chinese food and go back and spend some time with our friends in a small group where we just pray and do life with each other, and I'm looking forward to that. But I want you to leave your comments down below what you thought about Proverbs chapter 1. And if you haven't read it yet, take 2 or 3 minutes and read Proverbs chapter 1. You can Google it. And leave your thoughts down below. How did it impact you? What are you pulling out of it? And hopefully you will join with me tomorrow, and I promise I'll be back tomorrow for some more Drive by Jesus experiment. I hope you have a good day. God bless.